Morning guys. Well, this is just a little add-on to my previous video about electricity, and it's a little bit more about electric fishes. Now this is Oxford Scholarship Online and it won't let me in. I have to have a library card or an institution. If I have an account I can sign in as a normal person, but you don't have access to half of it. And it's a pain because it's got some amazing chapters in here and a little bit of an abstract for each chapter, so it gives you an idea of what we're not looking at. I might try to join later, I might have a go. Anyway, I'll have a look at a couple of the abstracts from the chapters because they're interesting. So they talk about the allure of electric fishes, Humboldt's obsession. Now Humboldt was this German baron, another one of these controller types who was a genius and everybody loved him, and he was a bit of a sort of like a pioneer of fishes, and he had a thing for South American eels. Torpedoes in the Greco-Roman world, torpedoes being rays, electric fish. Torpedoes from the scholastics through the Renaissance, rediscovering the toporific catfish, from the occult to mechanical theories of the discharge. I mean, for chapter 9 for example, get a little bit of this chapter examines new theories about the mechanisms of torpedo discharge that emerge as a consequence of the scientific revolution of the 17th century. Torpedoes are rays, they're talking about the rays. These theories are centered on mechanical actions and specifically violent contractions of special muscles in the fish's body. Okay. From the viewpoint of modern science, these theories were largely flawed. As we now know, the torpedo shocks are electrical and not mechanical in nature. Okay, so... But the one that I was really interested in and thought was quite telling was this one, chapter 5, Byzantine and Islamic writings. So it talks here about, it examines information about electric fish through most of the Middle Ages. Now they call the Middle Ages a period loosely defined starting with the end of classical antiquity, 5th century AD, and ending around the 15th century. That's quite a long time for the Middle Ages, isn't it? Blimey. It focuses on how information, well, that includes the Dark Ages, which nobody knows anything about. I went to university as a mature student, and in my first year we did history, sociology and English. And the history woman, when she talked about the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, she said, all you need to know about the Dark Ages is that they were very dark. Well, that was really helpful. So yeah, that includes the Dark Ages, and it focuses on how information about electric fish was received and transmitted up to a period referred to as 12th century Renaissance. A period of change that would lay the groundwork for the later Italian and European Renaissance. In addition to works written in Greek and Latin, it examines works written in Arabic and related Middle Eastern languages. This is because Middle Eastern writers contributed to science and medicine in important ways. This is the bit that gets me, is this bit here. To situate the culture of the Middle Ages in a proper context, and thus to appreciate how knowledge about electric fish would be handed down to scholars in later periods, the chapter begins with a discussion of the final phases of the Roman Empire and the emergence of the Middle Ages. This is a complex history, but one fundamental to understanding what facets of this old culture were transmitted to the new and what new developments would appear during this so-called intermediate period in the West. So, this 12th century Renaissance is a period of time when all the old knowledge was assimilated and it was decided what was going to move on. So our electric fish info probably all got diluted down in this time. And then they had to work it all out again, which is what exactly pretty much what happened. They all started rediscovering the catfish. They all rediscovered it all again and worked it all out again. Electric fish in the 19th century. There's a lot of studies on electric fish in the 19th century, and I strongly suspect that a lot of these aquarium that they put up were to study electric fish, just study fish, and that maybe they were there before and they did keep some sort of electric fish in the underground areas. I mean, conduit. A conduit is also the name for a channel. A channel that water goes through. It's just, I'm pretty sure somebody else will sort of understand what I'm trying to say here. So I've also found a little bit about electroconvulsive therapy, which I will tag on here as well. And if I find any other bits and pieces, I'll put some more vids up. Well, I had a little look about and I found the electroconvulsive therapy video. Well, it's not really a video, it's more like a scroll along book. So I found the section that talks about hang on, let's make the screen a bit bigger. Electrotherapeutics. So it starts talking about it up here. The things that they used to do, they used to take ovaries out. God. Right, the act of inducing a seizure by applying an electrical current to the brain, also known as electroshock therapy, was first used as a psychiatric treatment in American hospitals in 1940. Although the earliest assumptions of electricity relating to the brain are not known, references to the use of electrical fish as a form of treatment for common maladies has been widely documented. Some of these references include the use of trephine, a circular metal saw, to open patients' heads and expose the brain to the shocks of electrical eels. A brief history of electrotherapeutics will be discussed in the following section. Electrotherapeutics. So the use of electricity as a therapeutic treatment to alleviate physical ailments of the human body was first documented by Hippocrates. Electrical fish such as the electric torpedo, also known as a stingray, electric ray, Raja torpedo, and or cramp fish, because they used to use it for cramp. Here they are, here's the guys. Eel, catfish, some ray, shapes of them. Were widely used amongst the Greeks and Romans as cures for common maladies. These fish were also believed to have curative properties through ingestion. That would explain why the Egyptians were forever catching the things. Or by application on the affected area of the body. Scribonius Largus, a physician to the Roman Emperor Claudius, reportedly used these fish to treat the emperor's headaches. Galen employed the use of electric fish to treat gout and melancholia and depression. The basis for the electricity, as supported by many authors and physicians at that time, was that the touch of an electrical fish would blunt the acute feeling of pain. It was calming and could induce sleep. Native West African women over a century ago also reportedly put their sick children in holes where electric fish were present. Other documented uses of electricity were made by Pliny, who claimed that electricity was a useful form of treatment, and Dioscorides, a Greek physician, who believed that electricity was able to cure a prolapsus ani, prolapse rectum. And there's plants as well, plants that they used. Camphor. Swiss physician Paracelsus administered oral camphor to induce convulsions and treat insanity. Camphor is a type of substance with strong aromatic odour commonly found in the wood camphor laurel tree. Always seeing laurel leaves in these medieval illustrations, aren't you? Camphor was well recognised amongst the ancients, and Persian physician and philosopher Avicenna to treat psychological disorders. Let's see what else they've got here. and herbal supplements such as hellebore was used to treat mental illness through purgative means. Interesting, isn't it? So, yes, electric fish aren't something that have just been swimming around and nobody's noticed. They've been used. Whether they were used as I saw them being used in The Witcher or not, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But it's it does seem that they have got a history of being used medically. Anyway, if I come across anything else, I will of course add some more. And thanks for watching.